What up guys, Nakamoto Crypto here. Today we gotta talk about an upcoming Cardano DEX that have the potential to make you a lot of money once their token launches this year. This upcoming DEX is completely different from all the others. I'm talking about Sunday Swap and all the others. Why? Because of this number one reason. To find out, stay tuned, like and subscribe. Let's get to it. So meet ADASwap. They are simply the next generation blockchain DEX on the Cardano ecosystem, running with an AMM. Why is this DEX different? Because of this one reason. It is the very first DEX on Cardano that is going to be backed by venture capitalist. For those of you who don't understand what a VC is, a venture capitalist is simply an investor that provides young companies with capital in exchange for equity. Now in crypto terms, it is simply a millionaire or a billionaire that will go into a startup company like Adaswap, for example, and say to them, hey, I've got some money to invest in your startup company in exchange for some of your tokens at a cheap price if you are making a private sale or some token launch. And one of these major VCs that are getting involved into this project, Adaswap, is none other than this lady right here, Gadot. She is a very famous Hollywood actress and she is getting involved with Adaswap. She's got 3 million followers on Twitter, and you best believe that once this project ADASwap launches, some of these 3 million followers are not only going to be exposed to this project, but there's a chance that they are going to already buy Cardano's ADA. So this is a win-win for ADA. And look who is following this lady on Twitter. It is none other than Tron's Justin's son, but also Charles Hoskinson of Cardano. Yes, Charles is following this lady right here. He recently tweeted this. He says, I'm glad to welcome Wonder Woman to the Cardano family. Now, who is Wonder Woman? It is a leading role that this lady took on just a few years ago, a very famous movie that she was involved in. And here are Cardano Daily covering the fact that Wonder Woman just backed ADASwap to become the next generation Cardano DEX. Now, a lot of money is involved in this DEX right here. Gadot backed Cardano's DEX ADASwap and raises $2.6 million to help this project launch. This is the power of VCs. Now, this was not only her, but a few venture capitalists are involved into this project. iAngels, Shima Capital, Pluto Digitals, a lot of companies, Efficient Frontiers, even Cody Finance are all involved into this project to make it launch. This is why this could be very big. ADASwap has been in development for a year now and they are ready to launch. ADANFTs, a lot of stuff is involved. So you got VCs putting money into this project, which can be very good to an upside. But now let's talk about the downside of VCs getting involved in some of these projects. If you watched this video right here of me covering Solana VCs just sitting around having a good laugh about how much Solana they owned and how much they dumped on the market, you would understand the reason why in crypto a lot of people don't like venture capitalists. But the upside is this right here. If you follow VCs, you would understand that almost every single project that they get involved in, they see through it that that project succeeds, or at least there's a 10x to a 100x into that project. In other words, they don't get involved in many failed projects because they pour in a lot of money. They are millionaires and billionaires already. So if they get involved in a project, you might want to look into it to make some sick gains. Like I said, the link of that video will be in the description box below about me talking about Solana VCs. That was the downside, and now the upside of that is this right here. ADASwap is already planning on creating bridges between Ethereum and Cardano, bridges between the Binance Smart Chain and Cardano, and this is going to be huge. If you remember, 8 months ago, we pretty much covered this article right here, where Cardano is getting an Ethereum-compatible sidechain built, and that company was DC Spark. We talked about this month ago. DC Spark was building a sidechain company called Milkrometa, and this company was building an EVM compatible, an Ethereum virtual machine compatible system between Ethereum to Cardano. This will allow developers from Ethereum who know how to code only in Ethereum to transition easily into the Cardano ecosystem with Haskell and all of this. This is old news that is now coming into fruition, and it will allow a lot of projects and a lot of developers to migrate from Ethereum to Cardano. Back then, we also talked about how DC Spark was going to do the same thing between Cardano and Solana and other layer 1 networks. Imagine a bridge between Cardano and Solana, with Solana NFTs exploding as recent. Now let's take a deep dive into ADASwap's light paper, their vision, their mission. They talked about a lot of things, which is very, very cool. And this is what their DEX is going to look like. It is AMM, just like Uniswap, automated market maker, easy to just swap tokens. It's not like an order book style like some of these other DEXs. And one thing I like about this is there's a segment here where they talk about launch pads, and simply, for example, if a Cardano project is going to launch on ADASwap, they are going to be vetting this for you, the investor, to make sure that there's no rug pulls. This is what they came out with, a list of ticker symbols where they're going to check on the project's metrics before they launch on ADASwap. They're going to be checking on the team behind these projects on Cardano trying to launch on ADASwap. They're going to be looking at their tokenomics to see if it makes sense. They are going to be reviewing use cases, updates, roadmaps. So basically they are checking everything on any project jumping onto ADASwap simply to protect people from getting rug pulled. This is absolutely amazing. They are going to be introducing a stake and forget system where you just stake your coins, forget it. Easy to use. NFT ticker symbols will also come along. And also, if you look at the tokenomics, they are going to be releasing a maximum cap of like 10 billion tokens over a period of 4 years. So the VCs, you don't have to worry, because I don't think they will be able to buy up all of these tokens and control, for example, half of the supply. You best believe that some of it, or at least most of it, will go into the public, even though VCs will control some of the supply. Now, they did mention that initially they minted 75 billion tokens, and they reduced that, burnt most of it to now only 16.5 billion ADASwap tokens available, which is a huge gap. If you remember, companies like Crypto.com did this where they minted over 100 billion tokens, and they reduced that by burning 70 billion of that supply. The last thing is an exclusive ADA NFT and what they will do. Exclusive NFTs based on Cardano that are going to be coming into ADASwap, and because of probably Gadot, a lot of celebrities will be attracted to this. They are planning to call on these celebrities to jump into these NFTs, and rewards will happen, which will bring a lot of traction to this DEX and also to Cardano. Imagine major Hollywood celebrities buying NFT on the Cardano ecosystem instead of Ethereum or OpenSea and all of these other NFT platforms. So this is the power machine backing this DEX ADASwap right here. You have Hollywood celebrities now jumping into Cardano. Last year, you've had musicians investing into Cardano. You've had big companies investing into Cardano. But amongst these DEXs and the Cardano projects, watch out for ADASwap, because they could be huge if everything pans out. So you're going to want to pay attention to when they are going to have their token launch. It is going to be very soon in the near future. Follow them on Twitter, follow them on Telegram to keep an eye out if you want to invest and get in early, like around the same time when these VCs get in. Like I said, I gave an example of Solana. The link of that video will be in the description box below. If you bought Solana around the same time when the VCs were buying it at less than $1, you would have made some crazy gains. And that is the power of just getting involved with cryptos, where venture capitalists are putting their money on and keeping an eye out. So a lot of people hate VCs, like I was saying, but then again, the upside potential is that most of these projects that VCs are involved in will easily 100x. Now, what are your thoughts on ADASwap? Do you think it's a good idea to get in because of VCs? Do you like VCs? Do you hate VCs? Let us know in the comment section below. Like up the video, share it, subscribe, for some crypto content. I have been Mr. Nakamoto Crypto, and I'm out.